was telling a friend yesterday, yesterday, or the day before. I was telling a friend, we were chatting about running, and I told her I was thinking back to, a time when I was trying to run, just giving it my all. Early on when I was running, back in 2016, I was giving it my all, and I just died out very soon after I started running that one. I don't know where I was running, but I think it was a half marathon or something. At any rate, yeah, it's like, anyway, I was chatting with a friend a couple days ago, and like I told her, my secret to the only real secret to my running nowadays is that I've quit. I've quit running like I'm racing. I quit running like I'm got a time to beat or people to beat or whatever. Like I'm racing, trying to get ahead of some person or a time. And I just a tip I got a couple of years ago at a run clinic. I just run comfortably. I try to just run comfortably most of the time. Anyway, I do have a habit every now and again of sprinting for a little bit and then dying out and having to walk for a ways, and then run again. But I try to run comfortably and just, you know, pay, uh, pay attention. And the trick to that is I need to stay paying attention to my form and not really my legs so much, but just pay attention to my form and let my legs do the running. And it just works out better, and I can run comfortably, and I can run a lot further, before I get so tired and worn out. And so, yeah, with that in mind, I see how it's very, very possible. I could see myself running across the United States, just running comfortably, um, or at least running a very long distance. Um, yeah, if I had the time and I could afford it, I, afford to keep everything going here, so I could have a home to come home to. Then yeah, I'd go ahead and run across the United States. That sounds like a very cool feat. Um, yeah, I've been I've actually been trying to come up with a more local, uh, very long distance to run. Uh, just because it sounds so fun. Um, I know to a lot of people it may not sound like fun, but I'm a runner. That's what I do. Uh, and besides, it's like I said just a couple minutes ago. When I run, I feel more alive and free of my multiple sclerosis. So, hey, I get in the zone where it's just like me and the run. You know, on the road, on the trail, whatever. Uh, Although on the trail, I've been known to trip, fall, and become part of the trail. um, yeah, that didn't that doesn't feel so good, but when that happens, but I have to separate myself from the trail and carry on. Uh, yeah, I'm just let's see if she's see if I have any notifications. Okay. Um, yeah, I'm just I don't know what happened. Maybe she had something else come up or something happened. Um, let's see. Sending positive vibes to her, Patrice, and hoping she, well, like my guest, when was it last week? My guest had something going, came on a little later. Um, well, yeah, just a moment here. Got my book here. Uh, Live a Passionate Life and Quit Settling for Survival. Book I wrote, my autobiography. And let's see here. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna start here. I don't know. I forget what I read out of here last week, but whenever it was, I think it was last week. At any rate, I'm going to be, I'm going to read a little bit out of my book while I'm waiting for my guest to hop on the Zoom call. This is from page 59 out of my book, Live the Passionate Life and Quit Settling for Survival. Um, Looking back at the lives that we have lived up to this point in time, can we honestly say that we have given everything we had, or did we simply put out just enough energy and effort to get us through the current day or the current situation? I have asked myself that question, and I can say that at various times in my life, I have exerted, maybe even overexerted myself. The problem has been that I did not sustain that exertion. I neglected to continue doing whatever it was that got me to a certain point where everything seemed to be going so well, whether it be eating well or doing a particular activity or whatever. Our bodies are the vehicles that are going to take us all of the way through life. We cannot simply go trade them in like we would a used car. We need to take care of them as well as we can so they will last as long as possible. Today in my life, I eat foods that are good for my body instead of just eating comfort foods, such as pizza and macaroni and cheese all the time. I have cut down considerably on my intake of sugar. I actually surprised myself and I did not touch any candy on Halloween this year. And this was in 2000, this would have been in 2015. And I rarely eat, rarely eat any candy at all. I probably shouldn't. I'm grateful that I no longer have that insatiable appetite for candy and sugar. I still put sugar in my coffee, and actually I've quit putting sugar in my coffee. I use stevia, which is herbal. Um, but I still put sugar in my coffee and eat ice cream and other desserts, which are now out. But I take in a lot less than I used to, and I'm still cutting back. I am trying to cut back on my coffee and caffeine intake as well. I no longer smoke cigarettes, and I feel so much better now. I actually quit that in 2013. Not only can I breathe easier, but my senses of taste and smell have come back to me as well. Plus, my energy level is through the roof of the tiny cell that it was previously confined in. I take vitamins on a daily basis. I used to only take vitamins sporadically in spurts. Um, that was sort of redundant. But, anyway, I would get a bottle of vitamins, and when those were gone, it would be an indefinite amount of time until I got more. Um, Nowadays, I do make a concerted effort to be as healthy as I can be, despite having MS. The way I see it, I may have an incurable disease, but I can still do things that will help me to remain able to live a life that I look forward to living. I want to be able to look forward to whatever challenges tomorrow may bring. So I have to put forth the effort to make sure my body is fit to transport me through today and into tomorrow. I suffered from depression for years, most of which went undiagnosed as I was self-medicating with alcohol and drugs. I took antidepressants for a time and then, through an immense amount of exercise and physical conditioning, broke through the depression to find happiness. Um, I have found that through eating right and exercising on a daily basis, I am a more balanced person. Even my mood is more balanced. It is said that clinical depression is caused by a chemical imbalance in the body. Whether it is chemical or not, there is obviously an imbalance of some kind. For me, this imbalance was righted by keeping a watchful eye on what I put into my body and watching my body's output, so far as exercise and the elimination of anything my body does not need in order to keep moving. As a result of being intently conscious of how I am treating my body, I have become a much happier person than I used to be. Today is a new day. Today is a new day. I know that you are possibly thinking, well, duh, man, of course it is. Think about it though. Are you really treating it like a new, potentially positive and life-changing day? Or are you still packing around negative thoughts and emotions from yesterday? A lot of my days have turned out to be negative days simply because I was packing around negative points of my past. I was still carrying around the disappointments, fears, losses, guilt, regrets, and all of the other negativities of the past. This left no room for true progress, no room for growth. As we have heard time and again, out with the old and in with the new. Sometimes it may not be as easy as it sounds. Rather than simply ushering out the old and ushering in the new, there are a bunch of potholes and boulders in the way, being the negativity that is still there and choking up the path. In order to move forward in a positive, progressive way, we must clear the path for our journey to begin. We must clear the path for our journey to begin with a fresh attitude, unaltered by yesterday's defects. Unless we were severely hurt, such as a broken leg or the death of a loved one, we should not be carrying pain around like a teddy bear. What I mean by that is that though we may get hurt and have pain, maybe it is not a good idea to keep packing it around like a security blanket. Maybe you are into pain. Maybe pain does feel good to you. After all I've been through in my life so far, I have a high sensitivity to pain, but I still try to eliminate it as soon as possible. I do this to make room so that I can continue moving forward in a positive way, adding more positivity to my life and to those around me. In his book, The Motivation Manifesto, Brendon Burchard presents the 9 declarations to claim your personal power. These are: 1. We shall meet life with full presence and power. 2. We shall reclaim our agenda. 3. We shall defeat our demons. 4. We shall advance with abandon. 5. We shall practice joy and gratitude. 6. We shall not break our integrity. 7. We shall amplify love. 8. We shall inspire greatness. 9. We shall slow time. I truly believe that if we make these declarations in our lives, we will be able to reach our dreams and live the passionate life. I have read this list and its longer, more descriptive version, listened to podcasts about it, and even watched YouTube videos by Brendon Burchard in which he and others read the Declaration of Personal Power, which encompasses these 9 declarations. I bring this list to your attention as simply reading it stirs up motivation in me, the drive to be a better person, the drive to do the things that I need to do in order to reach my goals and dreams. I share that which has helped me to progress in the hopes that it will help you to progress as well. By progress and growth, I am by no means always referring to the physical realm, as I am talking about my mental and emotional states as well. For too long, I have lived the prisoned life, a prisoner of limitations that may have been there at one point in time, but are not there now and exist only in my mind. I have lived under these limits for so long that I have stunted my own growth, not letting my true self show to the world what it is truly capable of. This has stifled my full potential, not allowing me to reach for the stars that I so longingly dreamed of getting to when I was young. Granted, there have been times when it felt like I was living the pleasant life, but it only felt pleasant at the moment. I was still caged. I just had pillows in the cage at the time. I was at a spot where I felt safe and comfortable. So I did not necessarily feel any need or have a desire to keep going. Looking back, I can say that during those times, it was as though I was at rest stops along the highway of life. My problem ultimately became that when I began moving again, I stayed in the slow lane because I had forced myself to believe that I could not handle any more